Hey, what's up guys, Zach here. So in this video, I'm going to show you the top 5 best ChatGPT Atlas prompts you need if you're a course creator in 2025. So let's get started. Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Zach, and I work full-time building AI tools for e-learning. Over the past 5 years, I've built a dozen AI tools and experimented with hundreds of different prompts for course creation. And today, I'm super excited to start sharing this knowledge in my first YouTube video. Before we dive into the prompts, I want to review one question that you guys might have. What is ChatGPT Atlas, and is it better than regular ChatGPT? The quick answer is it's a new browser by OpenAI. Basically, a couple weeks ago, they released a new browser to compete with Google Chrome, and it has AI native functionality into it. So I'm currently using it, for example, and right there you can use ChatGPT directly and ask your query. Now, the reason it's better because it has the regular ChatGPT functionality with the same core model, ChatGPT 4, but also has access to many different types of other results, such as search, images results, videos. And for us as course builders, having access to those resources will be extremely good. So I highly recommend if you can use the new ChatGPT Atlas browser that you do. But if you only have access to ChatGPT, that is perfectly fine as well. So yes, it is better. Don't worry, it's the same core model. So you will have very similar results if you use regular ChatGPT. Now let's go over the 5 prompts in 5 categories that we'll review today for course creation. The first one is going to be research. So when you create a course, it's extremely important to gather the resources, gather the understanding of your topic, your audience. So we will review a research prompt to help you with this. Next, outline generation. Extremely important to build a solid syllabus and outline for your course so then you can create content that makes sense and builds your learner experience rather than just staples different quiz together. Third will be to creating quizzes. So you'll see all of those prompts will work together, but creating quiz that can be used as a standalone or it can also be used as a follow-up prompt after outline generation. Next, we'll review a prompt to create a case study. So extremely important to ground your courses in reality and make practical exercises for your learners. So we will review this prompt for you today. And then the final prompt will be script writing. Sometimes for your course, you need to create a lecture, you need to create a training video. So for that, we will have a prompt to help you generate the script and personalize the script and all that. And then at the end, we also have a bonus prompt that I think you will absolutely love, and it will help you write your own prompts. All right, so let's start with the first research prompt. So you're going to see below all of the prompts that we use today are going to be in the description. So you can just click on the link and copy, paste them and save them in your notes. So you're going to head to ChatGPT Atlas. You're going to open the browser and then we're going to quickly copy and paste this first research prompt into the input. Now, the only thing you need to replace for this is going to be the topic. So today we'll do kind of like a sales training as an example. So the prompt goes, as an experienced course creator, your task is to provide a comprehensive summary of the latest studies or news on a specific topic. So this helps a lot with research because it gives us some context to create our course. More context on our audience gives us more context on the topics and the key findings, notable trends, and other relevant resources that we might need for the course creation. So let's do this. The topic is going to be inbound sales calls process in 2025. All right, we're quickly going to press enter. As I've said in the beginning of the video, you're going to see ChatGPT Atlas UI is slightly different than ChatGPT. At the top here, you're going to have different tabs that you can check. The main one that we want to check is the home, which is the AI result. But if you want, you can also see the different search results, the different images that come out of that search. You can also see the different videos, which is actually really nice. Now let's go back to the AI result. All right, so with this prompt, what it's essentially going to do is that it's going to create a very precise summary of your course topic. So for us, it's going to be the inbound sales calls in 2025. We have, for example, the context, evolving context for inbound sales calls, why this matters, the inbound sales calls process, how it's evolving, what's changing, the process implications, the key trends, and everything. And then we have, for example, trend A, AI, of course, trend B, speed and omnichannel, and trend C. So it really gives you an excellent summary to start building your course. Now, I want to share another useful resources for that. And that is going to be Perplexity. So Perplexity, if you don't know that tool, it's an excellent tool that focuses on AI search. So exactly, very similar to the ChatGPT Atlas. It basically, with your prompt, it searches the web for all of the relevant information. So if we press enter, for example, it's going to be very similar to that. But one option that I really like for Perplexity is having access to deep research. So deep research is essentially, it gives the AI a bit more time to go in depth in the resources and find the ones that are more useful and that are more valuable. But for us, we're going to keep it with ChatGPT Atlas. All right, so really interestingly, we have the research result. So we can take all of that and we can save it in a document, or we can even put it in our different AI course builders that we have, or AI LMSs. All right, so the second prompt that you can go ahead and copy from below will be for outline generation, and right here. Act as an experienced course creator, developed a detailed course syllabus for a course on, and then you just swap and enter your topic. For us, it's gonna be on the topic above because the AI has the context already, but you would write your topic again in this slot right here. Okay, so then let's press enter. And now it's gonna create a very detailed course syllabus, or course outline, if you wanna call it that, of your course. It's gonna start with the little overview, the duration, the format, the audience, the level, the instructor, you would put your name obviously, and the course description. You also have learning outcomes, teaching methodologies, and all of that. So it goes really in detail. The week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and as you can see, it divides it by topics, learning objectives, activities, evaluation, and reading resources. So you really have a super detailed, super high quality outline that you can use. Now let's move on to the third prompt, which is going to be to create interactive exercises or create a quiz. I'm just going to copy it from here, and you can do the same thing from the description below. This is going to be for the interactive exercise generation. Act as an experienced course creator, design a comprehensive and engaging quiz on the week 1 topics for my inbound sales calls training. And that is it. We press enter. And now it's going to generate the actual exercise that you can use and you can slot in into your different presentations or different AI course builders to actually generate the exercise. So for example, section 1, it decided a multiple choice question, which is 5 questions of A, B, C, and D choice. And you also have the correct answer, the feedback, and everything you need. The next prompt, which is going to be how to create a case study. Similarly, we're going to keep this topic. We're going to paste the following prompt. And again, you can copy and paste it from the description below. And then we're just going to replace the things in bracket, which is the topics. All right, let's send the case study prompt in and let's see what it generates. So now with the context above, it will generate a customized case study for your course. It's likely going to invent a company, for example, Novatech Solutions, for your market. It's also gonna create different characters, interesting characters that play in this case study, talking about the core challenge, the problem, the situation, what kind of learning objectives, and even some guiding questions and expected outcomes. Now you can continue, you can use the same prompt for week 2, week 3, or week 4 of your course. But as you can see, it's just really easy to just generate a case study on whatever topic you want. So make sure you copy this prompt below. All right, now we're moving on to the last prompt, which is going to be to generate a script for your course. So just copy this following prompt in the chat. You have two things to replace here, either to generate a lecture or a video. For our case, we want to create actually a training video. So we'll put video here, and topic, we just say on the topic above, enter. Now it's going to generate a very detailed video script for your course. It's going to take the topic above and really personalize it. So as you can see, it really creates the timestamps, the script, even the people talking inside, the presenters, even some recommended visuals inside. So this prompt is incredible if you want to create a training video for your course. I do want to talk about a useful resource. If you don't necessarily want to record yourself, you can simply head over to Synthesia. And Synthesia is an app that turns your text into a video in minutes. So you can use your script that we just generated together, and you can port it in Synthesia and create your AI avatar training. All right, and now I'm going to share with you the final bonus prompt, which is the following. Rate this prompt on a scale of 1 to 10. And why do I like it so much? Because it is a meta prompt. In other words, it helps you write your own prompts. So whatever task you have for your course creation, whether it's a short answer question you want to generate or different type of resources, you can with this prompt. So let's write, for example, create a short answer question for my course. Now, obviously this prompt is pretty bad. Let's ask it to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. It's only a 6. That is fine, because the second part of our prompt is what would make this prompt a 10 out of 10. All right. So it's going to ask it exactly what points we can add in our prompt to make it a 10 out of 10, to make it better. And here we go. We have a 10 out of 10 prompt for our course generation. Now, having prompts to copy and paste is great, but sometimes you need something a little bit more. You need to personalize your own prompts, and you need to write your own. So I want to review with you guys the most important rules you need to keep in mind when prompting. So you can start with the prompts I gave you today and kind of develop and improve them for your own case. The most important rule you need to remember is role, context, goal, format, and tone. So what you see on the screen is an example using the course outline prompt that we shared today. So the role, it defines as an experienced course creator. That sets kind of like what role should the LLM take and what kind of output it kind of predicts to generate. Context, like what is it exactly? What's kind of the context of why? Ensure that the course is structured to facilitate progressive learning, kind of like my context of my company would go there, context of what kind of learning I want to teach and stuff like that. Next, we have the goal. This one is the shortest, is develop a detailed course syllabus for a course on your selected topic. Pretty clear. You can improve it. You can add, more details into this goal, but for us, having a precise and clear goal is usually better. Next, we have format. Format's going to be exactly what you want from the AI. For us, it's going to be a course outline, a very clear syllabus with comprehensive overview of course content, week by week breakdown. That's exactly what kind of format we want to have, and the AI will understand that well and generate that for us. And then the final is going to be the tone. The syllabus should be clear, engaging, tailored to the needs and interests of the intended target or audience. All right, so that is the most important goal, to write any prompt. The next one is task-oriented versus outcome-oriented. So you really want to have a task-oriented prompt. So you don't necessarily want to write, I want to help my sales recruit 10x their conversion amount, right? The AI doesn't necessarily understand that well, but it understands the task really well. So maybe it's like, build me a sales training program on a week-by-week basis to help my new sales hire close better. All right, so that's task-oriented. Next up is use examples. You really want to use examples when you can. Use examples of your real company, your real prior courses, or even like an example course that you found online that you really like, you put it there. And it will understand what kind of format, what kind of tone, what kind of output you're expecting. All right, and then there's also another meta prompt I want to share is you can always ask, before you answer, list 3 clarifying questions you'd ask if you were an expert. So this way, the AI kind of takes the role of you. It kind of like steps back and sees the prompt and is like, is that clear enough for my understanding to generate really good output? And if it's not clear enough, it's going to ask clarifying questions. You answer and it gives it more context on the tone, the context itself, the goal, or whatever else. So now that we've finished reviewing the prompts to use in ChatGPT Atlas, what's the best AI tool for course creation? Where can we use that written content to create an actual course that students can take? And that is actually a great question. And there's many different AI tools out there. Personally, I found that none of them quite fit my needs. So I am currently building a tool. You can head over to learniverse.app to try it if you like. And let's just test one of our prompt, the course outline generation. So I really built this tool to make this 10 times easier, 10 times faster, and save you a ton of time and money. So you can just write the same prompt that you would write in ChatGPT Atlas. You post it there. You can, of course, change the different settings with like 3 module course is fine for us. And then you can click generate. So exactly like ChatGPT Atlas, but it's going to essentially create a really interesting like iterative course editor on the right, and on the left, you'll be able to prompt it like you would prompt ChatGPT. Let's try it. Let's refine the learning objective. Drop it down to 3 learning objectives. That's what I really prefer about this tool. I've tried a lot of different tools and they don't really allow for iterative development of your course. And so that's really what I kind of had in mind when building this one. So let's move on to the course outline. So it really picks up exactly what we generated in the ChatGPT Atlas, but it breaks it down into different modules. There's even the different lessons that are put there. So you just click generate and it's going to generate your course. Once it's done generating, you're going to have your course all ready to be published to your learners. So let's kind of have a look what it looks like. Inbound sales calls training. We have a learning section and then we have our exercises right there. So it took us about 30 seconds to publish a fully ready course. Now, of course, you can use the course editor to customize it to your liking, modify things, even ask AI in it. All right, guys, that's it for today. Hope you got something useful from the video. Make sure to check the description below to get the prompts and see you guys next time.